Let's get some news from commentary on Reuters' Breakingviews. The Eurozone's first default is no reason to be cheerful. No big news there, I guess. More bad news. The next financial crisis is nigh. We're going to find out in just a few seconds what that is, according to Breakingviews. Chris Hughes is with me. No pressure, Chris. All right, very quickly, let's get this Greek thing out of the way. It's bad news because it's not fair. It's bad news because sovereign creditworthiness has been stained, and it's bad news because Greece isn't out of the woods, right? Surely that's it in a nutshell.
Only a couple of days ago, you were berating me for saying that there wouldn't be financial Armageddon today, and the markets are, as we said, actually up a bit because the Greek debt swap looks like
I didn't berate you. All I said was, if there is, we're going to replay you that clip.
Yeah. Well, look, the swap looks like it's going through. I mean, what happens now? There's going to be it looks like you might get a few recalcitrant hedge funds trying their luck in the courts and seeing if they can get something better here. But broadly, it looks like Greece is sort of out of the proverbial woods for a while. But look, let's not kid ourselves. The economy is still weighed down with all this debt. It still needs to get some structural reforms through. There will be potentially another big flare-up in Greece. In as we approach 2014, when all these issues will sort of will come to a head again. Yep. So it's not actually over for Greece yet. It's not out of the woods. But what we're saying, as you highlight, is that more broadly, when you look at the financial system, once we've moved past this really acute sense of crisis with Greece, does that mean that we're sort of out of the woods across the whole system? Absolutely.
Well, I think a lot of precedents have been set. There's a new yardstick, if you like, a new measuring tool from here onwards.
Well, you've got all the old problems are still there. There's massive leverage in the system, and everything's being propped up at the moment by these extreme policy measures. We have incredibly loose monetary policy, we have massive liquidity operations propping up the banks, and at some point we're going to have to normalise. At some point there's going to have to be a reduction in leverage. There's going to have to be a real tackling of government debt and deficits. It started. But, it's not sustainable.
Okay, I'm going to jump in because I want to know what this next crisis is going to be. And I imagine it's very connected with what we've been talking about. But Now Prepare for the Next Crisis is the title of Edward Hallas's piece. What's that going to be, and when's it going to come?
Okay, I'm not going to sit here and pinpoint precise sectors or areas where there will definitely be the next crisis. But you can see in the world that there are, potential, bubbles there. Chinese real estate has to be a bit of a worry. Look at the massive amounts of capital going into commodities, the volatility of the gold price. All these things are, should actually
cheap money lent to the European banks
should set alarm bells ringing. Yeah. And then you have also, as I was saying, you have this question of how the world is going to transition to normality, to interest rates, interest rates being at sort of 4 or 5%. How are we going to get to that sort of level of normality?
All due respect, though, Chris. None of that's new. We've been saying that for the last 6 months, if not longer. You're writing this piece now because we can, for the time being, push this Greek thing to the side. Is that right?
Well, look at the general atmosphere of calm in the markets. It's easy for investors to forget, when things appear to be quite smooth and stable, that underlying all of this apparent calm, there are still big fundamental problems, and everything's being sort of kept in check by this extreme policy response, which is ongoing. So you see it's ultra interest rates, all the liquidity operations.
What's the timing on this?
Well, look, I gut feel we're thinking maybe over the next you could see another straight financial crisis over the next 2 years. Okay. And then there's also the question of the politics of it all. What we've learned over throughout the course of the Eurozone crisis is that what you're really seeing that's worrying is sort of political crises, reluctance of governments to really grab problems.
So financial crisis within the next 2 years, a financially enhanced political crisis within the next year, 2 years.
Well,
you heard it first.
Look, you can see the conditions there for that kind of thing happening.
Okay.
So, without wishing to, having previously been berated for poo-pooing the idea of Armageddon, we're saying, you can't relax yet.
Yeah, all right, Chris, thanks a lot for that. For more agenda-setting financial insight, watch our US Breaking Views show every day, 12:30 Eastern, 17:30 GMT. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.